Hello, I'm Bill Ryan. I'm the co-founder of Toward Harmony Tai Chi and Qigong in Northampton, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to show you how to sit in a chair for meditation or other purposes and maintain optimal energy flow or chi flow through your body. The reason to do this is because good sitting alignments give you more energy, more vitality, and also make you more comfortable so you can sit for longer periods of time and be more productive, whether it's for work or meditation. Now, I learned these practices over the course of about 30 years, during which I have studied Taoist meditation with my teacher, Bruce Frantzis. Bruce is a lineage holder in the Taoist water spiritual tradition from China. And he taught us these ways of sitting in a chair that Taoists developed thousands of years ago. This chair that I'm going to use for the demonstration is produced by a man named Hal Michaels, who is a student of Bruce's as well. Hal read the material that Bruce has written about doing these types of practices, and he thought, I can build a chair like that, and so he did. And he produces these chairs, and you can purchase them through his website, custom designed for your sizes, dimensions. His website is called aimeditationchair.com. If you don't have the opportunity to have a chair like this, you will be using other chairs. Let me just mention a couple of things that you'll want to look for in a chair when you sit. One is that you have a flat seat like this. And then the height of that seat should be just about, here, I'll turn it this way, just about the backs of your knees, so that you'll be able to sit in the way that I'm going to demonstrate in just a few minutes. And then the other thing you'll want is no armrests, so that you can position your arms or move your arms in various ways without restrictions. And the third thing that you'll want is a back that is fairly solid and vertical, upright like this. So that when we do something to support the back, which I'll explore in the next video in this series, you'll be able to support the back in the particular way that the system is designed for. Also, the chair, like Hal's chair, it was an angle slightly back. So now I've angled it straight up. So a little bit back or a little bit straight up in this way. So let me introduce Dan Winter, who is a teacher at Toward Harmony. He's going to help me do this demonstration. So when he sits down like most of us do, kind of comfortable. But from an energy standpoint, the energy flow, for our purposes here, when you're sitting, a lot of the energy that you're gaining in your body, that you're using in your body, actually originates either in the sky coming down to you, or in the ground below you coming up. And so ideally you align yourself in such a way that that energy can flow most efficiently. So I'm going to have Dan just sit forward just a little bit and kind of align his body a little bit more upright so those energy flows can just come right up and down through him. And so he's gained a lot just in that little bit. The first thing he wants to play with then actually is the width of his feet now. So the width that you want your feet to be will be if you stood or sit like Dan's doing now. He'll do this with me. He brings his feet so that they're about hip width apart. If you pivot on the heel of one foot, your big toe should touch about the arch of your other foot. That'll get you close. And this aligns you with what we call the side channels of the body, which are deep energy channels that run from your hips to your shoulders and out your arms and legs. Now, the next thing that he wants to play with then, also to enliven his legs, is the position of his foot. And basically what he wants is he wants his foot a little bit further forward so that, because he's sitting on the front edge of his chair, he has some weight of the legs, and the weight falls right into the foot then. So the foot is supporting the leg. The leg will be about perpendicular to the floor, so that means his heel, or just about his heel, is going to be right underneath his knee. And then it'll also be perpendicular to this part of his thigh, which is why the height of the chair is so important for you. And when he does that with his other leg as well, the third thing you want to do then is you want to put just a little bit of pressure through the soles of his feet, because we want to enliven his legs, engage his legs, but not tighten his legs. So just a very light pressure downward will create an upward pressure that comes up into his hips. So speaking of the hips, then we want to look at how he's kind of sitting on his pelvis. And there are several ways to do this, of course. One is to kind of roll backward in his pelvis like this, which leads to his body collapsing this way. The second would be to come up and get just where he's kind of perched on the pelvis, what we call the sit bones. And it's perfectly fine to have a little cushion here, but a cushion, but you want to be able to feel where your pelvis is on the chair. Now the next thing to do would be to roll the pelvis forward, and that'll cause him to arch his back a little bit. So he wants to come back to that sweet spot of just being perched right on his sit bones. And that, if you notice, lifts his head up to his highest position. So rather than trying to pull himself up with his shoulders, he's controlling the position of his spine from the base of the spine. And then that allows now the pressure to come from his feet, through his knees, up through his hips, and then up his spine to the top of the head, and allow the chi to come also back down, flowing in both directions. And so then we get to the head. The position of the head, what we're looking for is, we call it kind of lifting the ears up and dropping the chin slightly. So he wants this very light lift, not enough to tense any muscles, but just to kind of get an open space feeling in the neck. A little bit like he's singing the deepest tone he can sing, or getting ready to yawn. That kind of quality of openness, but not tightness. And then we come to the shoulders. See, he's got his shoulders kind of back and tight a little bit, which if he accentuates that a little bit, will cause his back to arch and everything to tighten. So what he really wants is a broad shoulder to feel like this. He doesn't want to collapse the shoulders down and roll them forward. So he wants this kind of sweet spot where, again, he's getting the most space. I'll kind of do it here, where you're kind of broadening your shoulders. It gives you more space in your armpits, rather than tightening or collapsing your shoulders. And then that gets his arms involved, and then we come out the arms to the hands. And this is an okay position for just sitting generally, or if you were working, you'd have your arms up like this, of course, with that kind of broad shoulder feel. But the best circulation of energy will come if he connects his arms all the way to his knees, because then there'll be a circulation that's coming all the way through. That's a little bit of a stretch for him, and this for most people. So then another very nice position is to do this, one hand on top of the other in the lap. Because that broadens his shoulders, opens his armpits, gets his arms involved, and engages his arms. So now we have the legs all the way up to the spine, and from the spine out the arms. So the chi flows are open and alive throughout his whole system. So these are the key alignments for sitting and getting the most energy flow that you can. It'll be a little bit tricky to learn your way into these practices because they could become a little bit of a strain because you're not used to it. So a big principle in everything we teach is to just do a little bit toward the goal. Just enough that you've got everything engaged towards what you're playing with, but not tensing and tightening or straining anyway. So if you find yourself straining, just back off, take a rest, come back and play. And gradually, your body will get very used to coming into these types of positions and maintaining them for a long period of time. In our next video, we'll talk about if you do get tired or if you have some pain in your back, how you would use the back of the chair to support you while you're sitting. And if you'd like more information about these sitting practices, you can read either of Bruce's books, Opening the Energy Gates of Your Body, or the Great Stillness. And for more information about Hal's chairs, ameditationchair.com. See you in the next video. Thanks for joining us.